Hello and welcome to Citizens Dialogue on First Next News, where we will be deliberating on top stories making headlines in Nigeria and across the globe. I am Cassie Tony. First, we'll bring you the headlines. FCT Minister and Rivers State Governor reconciles again. Meanwhile, e-transmission, Akpabio speaks on Senate not playing to the gallery. To further help us deliberate on the topics is our in-house political analyst. By my right is Kings Ojalo. Hello, Kings. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Cassie.
Today you're not wearing suit.
Of course. At least we need to look different.
Right? You need to look different. And on my left is Ugochukwu Ifeanyichukwu. It's a pleasure having you on our show today.
Cassie, good morning, Rivers people. Good morning, global citizens. Those who follow First Next News on the social media platform and other media platforms, and we will not be tired of talking Nigeria, especially as it concerns the e-transmission.
Yes.
That's where the battleground is between the Senate and the citizens.
Yes. And you look exceptionally different. I was about to say that to you before you caught me on the way.
Change is constant.
Right?
Right.
I love your suit.
Thank you, Cassie.
So I'll start with you without wasting much of our time. Knowing that the FCT Minister and Rivers State Governor have reconciled again. I don't know if my memory serves me right. I think this should be the third or the fourth time that the president is actually intervening in the matters of Rivers State. And I could remember the FCT Minister saying that this is the second time that the president is involving in this matter. Now my question is exactly, why is the president always interested on Rivers matters? Is it for personal reason? Does he stand anything to gain on this particular matter? Because I say the president is always in the middle. He's always here to settle one problem or the other. And each time he settles, it seems like they are still going back round the table. They still keep having issues and keep having confrontation. So why is the president always in their matter?
Cassie, this is a very nice question asked. It's very apt, and we remind our listeners and those who care to know, whether Rivers people like it or not, the strategic location, the strategic, how will I put it now? The strategic involvement and Rivers State being a big player in the Nigerian economy.
Okay.
And when you talk about economy, politics comes into it because without playing the politics, you might not get the best out of the economy.
Okay.
So the political will enables the economic side of things to work perfectly well. And Rivers State being blessed, by nature, about the oil resources is very strategic to the Nigerian economic growth. What is sustaining this nation today is coming majorly from Rivers State because, like you said, if my memory serves me right, Nigeria does not share any proceeds from gold, from any other major mineral resources. Before it was cotton, cassava, cocoa.
Yeah.
But now Nigeria derives her, major resources from oil.
Okay.
But we still have gold. We have uranium. We have the deposit of oil and ore. You have the steel. In Ajokuta industry, we also have coal, but those ones, they're not looking at it. But given that the Nigerian state has deliberately, set their eyes on oil, which is our own gold here, that places Rivers State at a very advantageous position in the Nigerian polity. So if you ask why Mr. President is interested, he's interested because this is the goods that lays the golden egg.
Okay.
That if anything happens to Rivers State, the nation will bleed. The Nigerian state will go bankrupt. So given that he's not the only president that have, played this kind of politics in Rivers State.
So if I could get you correctly, you're saying that River State is like a raw egg. You know, raw egg is very delicate, and when it falls to the ground and break, you cannot get it back together.
Yes.
So this is how River State is to the
Rivers
president.
State, but unfortunately, the Rivers people and those who mount the saddle of leadership in Rivers State have not seen it that way. Because if they see it that way, they will be in Rivers State and people will be coming to fraternize with them and try to make friends with them in order to get what they want.
So
But
your point
unfortunately-
exactly is that the president has interest in River State because of what River State have, because of the good things of River State, what he stands to gain, right?
Cassie, do you know that Mr. President is the Minister of Petroleum? Obasanjo kept it for himself.
Okay.
Buhari did so. And it is, I don't know, it's only Jonathan that gave it to Desiane Alison Madeke. But even this present president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the substantive minister of petroleum in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you so
what
much.
does that tell you? That tells you that any time River State has a problem, the president must be jittery, because any issue that erupts in River State will affect the economy of Nigeria.
Okay.
And then that now tells you the war chest, the deep pocket that the governors of River State have, that will make any president to be interested in what happens in River State. Obasanjo did it when he fraternized with Odile and even promised Odile the presidency of Nigeria. Fell out. Amechi came into the midst, and you saw how Buhari was able to bring him to his side, and he went to work with the APC that resulted in the ousting of Jonathan. And again, he was able to return Buhari for the second time, and again Wike on his own 2022-2023 decided to align with Tinubu, and that resulted in Tinubu coming to power. And when you told Atiku you can't go back, you can't win this election, you saw what happened. So that will tell you the strategic nature and environmental.
In other words, the president has a whole lot to gain from River State.
No, not even the president. The president is protecting the national assets.
Okay, so I would want to hear from Kings if he has something else to add. So over to you, Kings. Haven't heard what Ugochukwu said. Do you have any other thing to add to what he says, or you want to say something outside what he's saying? But before you actually answer that, or you add to what he's saying, now the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, said he has given directives to the assembly members that they should work with the governor. Now, my question is, why would the FCT minister be giving directives to the assembly? I thought these assembly members, they have constitutional mandates guiding them. They have what they are working on, rather than
listening to that of the FCT
rather
minister.
than taking instruction from the FCT minister.
Because we can't deny the fact that the FCT minister is the predecessor of the current governor of that we're talking about, the life of Simla Fubara.
Yeah.
You understand? And in one way or the other, people claim to be is in a motive of godfatherism and thereabouts. Yes, we can't deny the fact that Nyesom Wike has certain roles to play in Rivers State. Being the former governor and also having one or two assignments, being a loyalist to the president. You understand? So, in that case, recently the president called him and also the governor of Rivers State to a joint meeting in the FCT for a peace treaty that will, stop the crisis. I'm talking about the political crisis of the state, unraveling the state, and also buzzing around the federation as well. If you look at it, from what the FCT minister claimed it to be was a fatherly role, and also, that this is a medium whereby the president has expressed fatherism in trying to calm probably two brothers. You understand? And we can also recall where the governor himself went to, make some supervision on the constructed the ongoing construction, and most especially giving regards to the FCT minister or this ring road construction and thereabout, which he also said, oh, is my oga.
Okay.
So we can trace from that scenario that, yes, indeed, this settlement, these issues raveling between these two parties, these two actors, is really coming to an end. Now, when you ask a question that why is it that
he's giving directive,
you understand? So, if you recall, if you can past check me, Cassie, I talked about, the FCT minister trying to, hijack democracy to himself.
Okay.
Now, if you look at it, you see, when I said he has a very big role to play, it's unfortunate that, most of our speakers and also, delegates who are in the political position of an affair of Rivers State seems to don't really know their priorities. They don't really know what they stand for. You understand? One would want to say, okay, the governor is the one who has full charge over these institutes, these affairs, including the House and thereabout. Yes, the speakers and thereabout also have objection on the governor in case if it is necessary. Yes, I know that. But on the long run, when people are being too loyalist to a particular person, because the FCT minister currently is the minister of the FCT, and his primary duty is to focus on the affairs of the FCT. Now, looking at his interference in the River State affairs, and also, should I use the word trying to cause, I'm talking about it in his past activities, alleged, plotting of impeaching the governor with the State House of Assembly Speaker and thereabout, it's uncalled for. You understand? I was thinking, recently I asked myself, so if the president did not interfere in this matter, so do you think, so you mean this impeachment notice and impeachment action on the governor would continue? Luckily, recently he made an oath to impeachment, telling the members of the House of Assembly, speakers and thereabout to do what? To make sure that they focus, they continue without, they should hold the impeachment processes and do the needful, and they should also work with the governor and thereabout.
So when you say they don't know their priority, well, I'm going to call it a misplaced priority.
Kind of.
Now, their misplaced priority is based on the fact that they are taking instruction from the FCT
minister. Yes.
So they don't know their primary duty.
Not well. When you say they don't know their primary duty,
when you say is misplaced priority, it simply means they don't know their primary duties.
In the fact that you are giving a total response to an FCT minister. We understand that he was the former governor of Rivers State, but now we have a new governor. We have an understanding governor who has taken charge, total control of the affair of the state, while trying to, hack into that of the FCT minister. You understand? It looks as if, there's a sabotage somewhere. So, just like I said earlier on, is an uncalled for. I think the State House, this Assembly, the members of the House of Assembly, speakers, outside taking orders for the FCT minister and neglecting orders from the governor himself, don't you think this will cause mayhem to the affairs of the state of
So you're
River
simply
State?
saying that them taking orders from the FCT ministers is causing more harm to the House of Assembly?
Probably. Depends on what is illustrating in their midst.
Over to you.
Yes.
Okay, you want to add something to it, but before you add to it, I'm kind of curious. The FCT minister said he made a statement about something. He said, okay, he didn't say something, but I'm curious about him accepting this reconciliation. I'm kind of curious because Isaac Fayose said something. He said Wike should obey what the president is saying, that he doesn't want to visit him in prison just like Emefiele. So I'm curious, is that the reason why the FCT minister is suddenly like backing down? Because I don't know.
FCT minister is not backing down.
Okay, he's not backing down. He can never back down, right?
The week I know cannot back down,
Okay.
because you see, why we are even having this relative peace or borrowed peace in River State is because Nyesom Wike is employed by Mr. President.
Okay.
Assuming without considering that Nyesom Wike is in River State full time, he did not get any appointment. It will not be easy for Seminary Fubra.
Okay.
And nobody will call him to order, because when this issue started, I made allusion on how the elders of River State sold themselves over a porridge of yam, because when Nyesom Wike was on the saddle, all of them were running to him, not knowing that he is only sitting as a custodian of our collective resources.
Okay.
This is what we forget in Nigeria, that those people, we are paying their dues. We are paying our tenants. We employ them. They didn't employ themselves, and they didn't employ us. But the narrative in Nigeria about democracy is a different thing. But if the citizens realize and that's why every time you hear hold the government to account, hold the government accountable, it is because they are there because the people tell them to be there. That's why Nigeria is practicing constitutional and representative democracy. Constitutional and representative democracy means that this is few people chosen from amongst us, and we gave them the power. Without the power belonging to the people, and we willfully give it to them, they cannot act. That's the why you see what is happening in the National Assembly. Nigerians are saying, this is what we want. So, hence the elders and those who call themselves stakeholders in River State have sold their rights. That is why none of them can call these two actors together. What happened? Quickly they took sides. Even the late Edwin Clark, God rest his soul, that we would have used Pandef as a veritable tool in solving this problem. He took sides, whatever he had with Nyesom Wike. He could not speak through to power. You hear immediately the impeachment notice was served, those who call themselves some elders in River State saying that the governor has not constituted an impeachable offense. But the Supreme Court said that there was no government in River State. It's an impeachable ground. Let me tell you, I disagree with Kings when he said that the assembly members should take instruction from the governor. No, they are two independent arm of government. And even in a democracy, it is the legislature that makes it a democracy. Because all those people are representing us. The governor is executive, has his constitutional duties cut out for him, cut out by the constitution to the assembly.
But on the NOC share, sir, on the NOC share, Mr. Tochukwu, on the NOC share, demanding this House of Assembly to take instructions from the governor. Now, they are not to take instructions from the governor, I agree. Then how then, now if you look at the impeachment process and the environment, that is, we're talking about the crisis that has been happening, we could see that, allegedly, I wasn't there, but we could see that most of these orchestrations were backed up by the FCT minister. So how then, let me ask my question, how then are these people being loyalists to the FCT minister where the governor is there, the sitting governor is there?
Are you here in River State? You would allow me to finish my line of
okay, I just want to put it to you. I just want to show you the platform in which I'm heading.
But it is very, very well on national television. We
of course,
shouldn't misguide the people. We are here to educate our people who don't have
clear view. Yes,
that you and I have.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. In any military intervention, peradventure there is a coup intervention in Nigeria, the first casualty.
We are looking at the upper hand Wike has. That it looks as if the governor is deprived.
Let's hear from Ugochukwu first.
Land on my thoughts. Any military intervention anywhere or incursion anywhere in the world, the first casualty, that is the beauty and the face of democracy, is the legislative arm. The judiciary will be there, or what they call the military, the military, regime. What do they call it? The military regime. By decree, they are powered to try people. That's the judicial arm of government. Yes. In the military will be there, executive will be there, but there will be no sign of the legislature. So, in the face of democracy, the legislature is the first arm. Forget about we are ranking it executive, legislature. The legislature is where the powers are. They supervise the executive arm and the legislative arm. They make the laws that the executive implements and which the judiciary interprets. So you can't do away with them. What I'm saying is that you were here when Mr. City Minister alluded that I bought form. In the Nigerian democracy, anybody who wants to express interest, we go and buy form. But he played his politics and made it that those forms were printed 1-1. Even Similar Efobara, if you talk about the traditional politicians in Rivers State, you can't bring Similar Efobara on the table. Even Similar Efobara goes into any primary now, he will only be voting for himself. Because we don't know him as a traditional politician in Rivers State. He has not contested for even a local government election or councillorship, and never knew that this lot will fall on him. It was the benevolence of Wike that wanted to settle the fray between the traditional politicians. It's okay, let's use you and settle the quarrel. And Dana Gogo was brought in as SSG to guide Fobara in governance. There's a lot we know about those things. So flipping to that is that Nyesom Wike, who has, we should be asking him how he was able to do it in getting those guys to be loyal to him. Because if in a democracy, you have one man whom the House of Assembly is loyal to, that democracy is in crisis, is in a big mess. So that is the question here. And Mr. Governor himself, who is a product of the consolidation and continuity, who agreed there was an agreement. Before you are brought into a political circle to become a governor, there must be an agreement. And the question will be, why is Mr. Governor always reneging on that agreement? You and I were not there, but there was an agreement that brought him in. And in this agreement, Mr. President has intervened the first one, 8-point agenda. Who was the greatest beneficiary? Similar Efobara. But the Rivers people see it like that. Similar Efobara, they say drop the impeachment, which have read the governor will be at home. He would have been a governor who is not on the seat. When Mr. President intervened the second time by declaring state of emergency, is to save him, which the governor acknowledged that it was Mr. President that saved him, because Wike was head bent on removing him through the assembly members. And again, before Mr. Governor defected to APC, Wike as a master strategist asked his boys to go into APC without any announcement. And Mr. Governor went to APC with which block? So what we are talking about in here now is, did Mr. Governor, ask questions? Did he meet with his camp, his people, in order to say, I'm going to sign another agreement, or I'm going for another reconciliation? Which areas am I going to agree or not to agree? The governor must always, the governor must always consult with his supporters. He has always been in the habit of not listening to his supporters. Mr. Governor has always been, being a baby who is being spoon-fed, with all due respect. Mr. Governor has not acted as his office.
Okay.
Ugochukwu,
so I will interject.
Yes, but,
your point exactly is. Your point exactly. I want to know your point exactly.
My point
Why is the assembly members always taking directive from
the FCT?
Yes. So what is your point?
The FCT minister,
who is not the current governor of the state.
The FCT minister, see, politics is deeper than what you think. It's about interest.
Okay.
They are working according to the constitution. They are not taking directives from the FCT minister for what the laws they are going to pass in Rivers State. No. But they are loyal to Mr. City Minister because he is their political godfather. He brought all of them from the same family into this political arena. And the Mr. Governor, those people campaigned for him. All of them campaigned on the same mantra and got the. And again, you saw a few days ago, I was talking about the Abuja politicians. When the governor now said the enemies of the political enemies of the same city minister are not his own political enemies, did those people campaign for you? Did they know how you come about being a governor? And all of them were interested parties wanting to be governors. So at the end of the day, Mr. Governor had to thank Mr. President for intervening, and for Mr. Governor, for the assembly members taking directives from the Mr. City Minister. That means the governor is a bad politician. He don't know how to play the politics. If he knows how to play the politics, he will bring those people in and they'll work together. It's about interest.
Thank you,
not about any personal
we've heard so much from you. We have heard so much from you. So, King Sojalo, without wasting much of our time, you're moving to the next headlines, which is the e-transmission. Akpabio saying that they are not going to play gallery. Now, this statement, we don't play to the gallery. What does it mean by that statement? Because this statement contains a whole lot. Like, there's so much in this statement. So, the floor is yours.
That statement was actually made by the Senate spokesperson by the name Senator Yemi Aderemodu yesterday during the also when they were a bit protest and thereabout. You understand? I think this is a serious lawmaking which the Senate are trying to pass it to law and probably not concord by citizens and thereabout. From that statement alone, I think it's a dialogue trying to play here, painting it that, look, we are going by the law. Yes, we are not trying to make our own law, should I use the word fumigating it, trying to paint.
When you say we are going by the law, what law exactly?
Yeah, that they are trying to follow constitution, you understand. Moreover, I think with the electronic transmission which they are trying to subside initially, it's a means whereby, due to alleged forms, people are becoming out to say, okay, they are trying to use that one to wage their own agendas coming in 2027. Now, looking at that statement alone, I think the Senates are trying to, defend themselves. Yes, okay. This is a defense statement, a sentimental statement that will, blindfold those who don't really have clear ideas about things that happen in the political affairs of Nigeria. Now the process whereby the Senate are trying to amend, make, and it might be for their own favor, but they should also know that, look, this amendment they pass into law most times might cause hindrances. You understand? Not just to Nigeria, to the entire political affairs. You understand? So Senator Akpabio, who has been on the news, who has also been on the table at the front line of most criticisms, and also giving them a backlash, should know that, look, he's dealing with a country, populated with over 2 million something population, and you don't just make decisions out of self-alliance, should I use the word how will I put it now? Out of conclusion based on matter put to table.
So in other words, the Senate are saying this, they don't play to the gallery in order for them to, they're trying to set the constitution to suit themselves. That is the bottom line of everything that you're trying to say so far.
Of course, and you looking at the black clash of centering it, to a phase that probably those who don't really have ideas might not really see it clear.
All right, let me hear from Ugochukwu if he has a contrary opinion. He said the Senate are trying to set the constitution to suit themselves.
The Electoral Act.
Yeah, the Electoral Act to suit themselves. Meanwhile, this Electoral Act, if I'm not wrong, the former president, that's the late Buhari, he was trying to implement it, or rather he implemented it, right?
Yeah, he signed it. They won't pass under his watch.
Okay, so he signed it. Now, why is the FCT, why is the Senate not abiding?
You're in love with the FCT minister.
It's my crush.
Yes.
Now, why is the Senate not, buying to this? What are they so much afraid of? What are they scared of? Why are they saying that they don't want to play to the gallery, the critics of the Nigerians? What are they scared of?
Man is a living being by also trying to protect what he has. And in anywhere a man finds succor, in anywhere a man finds daily bread, you don't want to lose that particular place. And the Senate is like retirement home for some governors.
Yeah.
And also is like an entitlement for some people. There are the likes of Alain Dume has been there for God knows how long. The likes of Danjuma Goje, Adamu Alero. I can go on and mention former governors that have used the Senate as their retirement home.
Exactly.
And the question should be, let them ask themselves why Nigerians are crying
For the
to
e-transmission.
the high heavens about e-transmission. Are they there, first of all, if what I said in the other discussion is anything to go by, that we sent them, they are our representative, they should do our bidding, and we are paying their bills. We are paying their bills. They are not paying our bills.
Yeah.
So if they understand that, they will go by what majority of Nigerians want. But is that the type of politics we play in Nigeria? The answer is a huge no. You know, not playing to the gallery means that we are not going to be pressured.
Into
We
doing.
don't care what Nigerians are saying. You heard Akpabio say the other time when Nigerians were going on protest, I think sometime last year, that he will be in his house eating and drinking.
Yeah. And
Why we go around and
even Amechi
and,
said, even Amechi
during,
said,
during voting,
yeah,
he
he'll
will
be in his house
mansion.
with
So
policemen.
this is the type of leaders Nigeria want. And truth be told, like it is being said that no country develops more than her educational sector. No, what we can't go to heaven or we can't go to America and pick any of them to come and rule us. They are from amongst us.
And we put them there.
This is societal strata. That means, is it the best that Nigerians can produce? Can I say that I voted or I actually agreed to send my representative from councillorship to the House of Assembly member, to House of Rep and to the Senate? Can I say that I can vouch for them and their personality and their vision and what they stand for, that I agree with them? The answer is a no. So what the question will be, is that the best that could come out of Nigeria? That the Nigerian people can, that's why our people are saying no to it, and say that election transmission of the result can, to a large extent, curb these people who are perpetuating themselves in the House of Assembly, that are doing practically nothing. They go there to sleep, they go there to collect their wardrobe allowance, and even to Cassie, let me tell you something that baffles me with this 10th National Assembly.
Okay.
After the 2023 elections, I, Ugochukwu, in another different television and radio stations, have said that I'm so happy that there is a coloration and combination and a mixture of assembly members, because it's not only one political party that had the greatest number. You know, we had Labour Party making a serious inroute. We had an MPP, with people that are coming from Kano State.
Yeah.
We had
Labour
people from SDP. We had people from ADC. This ADC now have a member in the House of Representatives. We have ABGA, represented by Enyini Abaribe. So you now see that there is this combination. And we are thinking that this 10th Assembly will be the best Nigerians will get. But what do we see? When they collected the 160 million naira SUV was when I knew that nothing good will come out of these people. Nothing good will come out. Even as Nigerians are protesting, how many of those who are saying that they're in opposition? Because now they are thinking of whether they are going to jump over to APC or ADC. Because their primary aim is not what benefits the Nigerian populace, is only for their selfish interest. If they are the people that are there for the benefit of Nigerians, most of them will be speaking out, joining the protest, especially those of them that are still remaining in PDP.
In the opposition.
That I know that tomorrow they are still going to hibernate with APC or AD. Because as PDP is fractured now, the coming election in Rivers State of the State House of Assembly, those two vacancies, and the FCT council election, PDP will not be participating. Even the people that Mr. FCT minister is floating in Rivers State, they are using the platform of APC on the guise of Rainbow Party and what do they call it, a renewed hope agenda. But we know those people are PDP people. That is why you see people during the local government election in Rivers State, 20 local government chairmen are for APC. But they went into they slept today as PDP members, woke up as APC members, without formal, joining of APC. Without formally joining APC, only 2-3 local governments are reserved for PDP. So today, you are now asking me that the Senate is saying they're not playing to the gallery? Are they joking with more than 230 million people that are at least 40% of us went to secondary school?
So your point exactly is that they are doing all of this for their own selfish interests.
They are indeed playing to the gallery. They are just playing with words. They know what they are doing, and for them to have said we are not playing to the gallery means truly they are playing to the gallery, because it takes nothing for them to pass this bill and make our elections seamless.
And in
Thank
addition to what he said, you see, it seems our constitution has been put aside by these Senate speakers and thereabout. And if you look at the life of Akpabio, who has been, the greatest personnel who has been highly criticized by Nigeria, seems to be, let me know, should I use the word, a control individual to be seated in the Senate chair, because if you look at it, he's being highly influenced by the president, just as people usually say. So I think we should also look at it from the roots and where most of these manipulations are coming from.
Okay,
because
so the
these people,
bottom line of this whole conversation is that they are playing,
of course,
to
in
the
allegiance,
gallery.
yes,
Okay.
to the,
And
to the president.
they are playing with the they are playing, via the mindset of Mr. President.
Exactly.
Because all of them that are speaking are on there not because their fellow senators elected them. We know how Akpabio emerged, even through the instrumentality of Wike.
Pure appointment.
This is where, if we have an assembly, National Assembly,
that will do the voting by themselves.
Members,
yes.
Because the Senate President of the House or the Speaker of the House must be elected from among the members.
The members, yes.
It doesn't mean, I don't know whether you saw where Alain Dume was challenging him yesterday.
Of course.
It doesn't mean that you are the Speaker, that you are now above every other person.
Law and all of that.
You are one among equal. So we elect you from amongst ourselves. Any member of the Senate or House of Representatives who has served up to 5 years or 2 years is equal to being voted for as a speaker or a ranking member of the House. So it's only that the executive or Mr. President influenced his being elected, and he is playing via the mindset of what this president wants.
Thank you so much, Ugochukwu. We have come to the end of the show, Citizen Dialogue. We've heard from our analysts saying that the Senate are actually playing to the mind of the governor
of
the president. Thank you. They are playing to the mind of the president. I'm so much in love with governors, and someday I might want to be the first lady. Don't you think so?
I think so, and you're right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very much right for it. So thank you so much, and to you, King Sojalo.
Thank you, Cassie.
Say thank you to my viewers.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, viewers of First News.
Thank you, Nigerians, as we keep watching the developments.
All right, amazing viewers. Many thanks for staying tuned, stay engaged, stay informed on this channel as I bring you more updates. I remain your host, Kasitoni. Is a bye for now.